discipline's a key component. There's no other way out. There is no other way out. That is it. It's something you have to do, and you're going to have to do things you don't want to do on time every single day, or you're going to suffer the consequence. That's how life works. If you're disciplined and you have willpower, that can be applied to absolutely anything, right? If you have unlimited willpower and you can always open up a can and smear it on to whatever you're doing, you're going to do well. So I had willpower when I was playing chess. I had willpower when I was kickboxing to make sure I trained as hard as humanly possible to become a 4-time world champion, and kept my mind focused on the money. So it's all about that. It's all about self-control and self-discipline and making sure that you are the center of your own universe. And a lot of people agree with this, and a lot of people say this, and they go, yeah. But it's very rare to meet someone who's serious about it, in my experience. If you're truly serious about brute willpower, you can achieve anything. Like, you can do absolutely anything. That's what it's all about. So I've just had the same universal stubbornness and refusal to fail. And anything I've ever applied it at, I've done very well with for that reason. So I think one of the biggest things is that a lot of people don't see success, or they don't measure their own success, right? So there's a saying in fighting, and it says, you're never tired when you're winning. And the point is, when you're getting your ass kicked, you're out of breath. But if you're kicking someone's ass, you don't get out of breath. It's weird how that works. But life's the same, right? So if you give anybody a business idea and they start to make money, and they're making money, now they're making more money, now they're making more money, most people will have all the motivation and discipline they need to continue doing X idea and become very, very rich. The problem is, people try things, they don't work. They try something, no money's coming in. They've tried something else, it's been a year, they don't see the results. And that's the hard part. That's where the discipline's really, really important, because you're never tired when you're winning, right? So one of the things you can do is you got to find ways and metrics to measure success. Maybe your goal is to get rich, but you build a website, it's your goal to get rich. You're not making any money yet, but visitors are going up, right? So at least you have some kind of metric. You need to pay attention to your successes. You need to pay attention to them, because that's going to give you all the energy and motivation, the word I don't like to use, the discipline that you need to keep going, And as a completely adverse point, because I like to, keep everyone confused, you also have to understand that not everything's going to work all the time. You have to be prepared to throw things away. So you kind of got to be an adaptable individual, but you have to look for the positive in the universe. And I really mean that. Like, I'm definitely not one of them airy-fairy hippie, believe in the secret kind of people. But I do know that if you wake up every day and look for the positives in the universe, you usually end up, feeling more positive and doing more positive things and waking up and looking for the negative. They're only trying to show you the negative. They're only trying to piss you off. They're only trying to drag you down. They're not trying to say anything that makes you happy. So if you're going to listen to that crap, at least be immune to most of it, and you have to have your own internal clock, your own internal systems to make sure you stay on track. Why are humans the most successful species on the planet? We can't run the fastest. We can't fight the best. We need clothes, or we freeze outside. It's because of one thing. It's because of adaptability. We can adapt. That's what we have. So if you tie yourself to one location, you are seriously damaging your ability to adapt. Can you go to Japan tomorrow and live there forever? No. Why? That's why. It's not even visa. It's not even immigration. It's not even governments that are constraining you. It's money. My quest for finances has always been a quest for freedom. I like to do whatever I want, whenever I want. If I want McLaren and a Lambo and an Aston, if I want them all, I want them all. If I want to go stay in a 5-star hotel, I want to. If I see a beautiful woman and she lives 7 hours away, I want to jump in my Lamborghini and drive 7 hours through the mountains on Tuesday to go smash some beautiful woman instead of fucking work. That's what I want to do. When I got a load of money, so I left with a quest for freedom. I've been to 73 or 74, I can't remember countries. And the country I found that was the happiest medium between genuine civilization and freedom was, some things never get boring. Making money is one of them. It never gets boring. It never gets boring, right? So and money is numbers, and numbers never run out. So you always need more of that. So there's always more money to make. There's always new connections to have. But in terms of material things, I am kind of done. But, I'm looking forward to having a family, and I'm looking forward to having a family as large as I want. I can have 10 or 15 kids. I haven't got any financial obligations that's going to stop me. So I can have unlimited children if I decide, I can also have 15 kids with 10 different chicks if I want to, because I've got 25 girlfriends. So I can do whatever I want. So I definitely have a path forward. Family's the next big leap for me. But in general, I just like keeping things ticking over. I'm a disciplined individual. I like being up on time. I like being at my desk. You know, I'm a multimillionaire. People say, what do you do? You're a multimillionaire. And I say, I like to work. Yeah, but you're rich. No, but I like getting up and on time and having my coffee at my desk and 2 hours of work. Then I train, 2 hours of training. And then I have another massage for 1 hour at my desk. And then maybe in the afternoon, I'll take a car out or something. But I like to be disciplined. I like to have my stuff in order. I like to do things right. I like to keep my eye on everything. And that's why I enjoy. And I think every single man out there, the key to happiness in life as a man is to have some sort of empire you're in charge of. This is biological. Men conquered Earth. Why did the Romans walk in random directions and kill anyone they found at random? To have an empire. This is built inside of humanity. If you're a man and you have an empire, to some degree, you're happy, right? You need to have a few people who listen to you and a woman who listens to you and some money coming in and some things you're in charge of, and you're going to be a happy person. If you don't have your own empire, or you don't even have to have your own. If you're important, very important in someone else's, you can still be satisfied. But if you're at the very, very bottom of the food chain, there's no happiness there. You know, so this is what it is. So you need to have your own little empire you're in charge of. And if you can find that, whatever that is, then you're usually going to be happy. I don't buy into this crap that, you know, people who have everything right in their life are still depressed. Well, I can tell you from my personal experience, I'm fine. And the only time I was ever pissed off or sad in my life is when I was broke. And now I'm rich and I'm fine. So don't buy into that lie, because it's a lie. Like we said, men risked their lives on the battlefield to control patches of land. Why? Because it was an empire. They wanted to be part of it. Now we don't have to do that, right? Now you can build a YouTube channel or build a business. You can do something, but it's the same biological triggers. It's the same evolutionary hardwired motivations. It's the same thing that makes a man want to work and become the CEO of a big company. It's the same thing that made people want to conquer Rome. It's the same thing. And I'm not saying absolutely everybody can be a business owner or not absolutely everybody can do all that, X, Y, Z. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, look, if you're the right-hand man or even the fourth or fifth in line to a very important conglomerate, then fantastic. If you're the fifth most important person at fucking Coca-Cola, I'm sure your life's great. I mean, you know, it's not all about that. It's about the fact that, like you said, if you're not trying to do anything to define yourself as an individual and you're not trying to build any kind of empire for yourself, your last name, that's your empire. That's who you are. And that's going to be for your family and your children. They're going to learn from you. If you're not trying to do that at all, well, then someone else is just going to snap you up. Like you said, your land's going to be snatched out from underneath you. And that's the reality of the world. And if you're going to sit to me and say, oh, Andrew, I agree with you, but when I try to do these things, I get distracted because I don't have motivation. Well, then guess what? You deserve the life that's coming. If you don't have the motivation to work hard in the gym, or the motivation to try new ideas, or the motivation to stick at a good idea that you have, or the motivation to do your work properly, and then you want to come to me and complain about your life, you have built your own life and you deserve the misery you carry. You designed a life which was going to make anybody miserable, and now you're miserable. Congratulations. If you don't have motivation to try and be something more than Joe Schmo, well, then you deserve the misery. That's my words. Fighting is not something you choose to do. Fighting is something you have to do. Anyone who's a professional fighter has to fight. Because fighting is the worst sport in the world. Like there's no, it's the worst career path possible. 99.9% of fighters make no money. You're risking death. You're risking injury. Even if you end up a millionaire, you're spending the large majority of your career broke in some bullshit gym, struggling for no reason. It's hard. It's underappreciated. I mean, it's fine when you win, but eventually you lose and all the couch players laugh at you. Like it's the most bullshit sport. Like, why would you do that to yourself? Why wouldn't you just play football and be a millionaire and put a ball in it? Why would you go through hell for probably no reward at all? And the answer is because you don't have a choice. Because warriors are born. Warriors are not made. And if you're born a warrior, you have to fight. You just have to fight. People say, why do you fight? It's because I have to. So why? It's because I have to. Because fighting is the purest form of competition. Like, what in life is entertaining after years of professional fight? You think I can go to the movies and be like, wow, great movie, man. That was wow. Did I read a fucking comic book like a dork? I make millions of dollars and I'm still bored. I'm still sitting there. I can make $100,000 a day and be like, whatever. But if I win a fight, it's different. Because it's life or death. I survived. When the feeling of a fight being over is like getting you all clear from cancer. Like imagine you got like a cancer diagnosis and you have 0% chance of survival or 50-50. And for 3 months, 5 hours a day, you're at the doctor's doing the best you can to try and survive. And then bang, it's over. Yes, all clear. It's that level of like relief and joy. You can't replicate it with normality. There's no replication for it. So when you retire, you're just like, oh, this is why all fighters, when they retire, end up depressed or blowing their brains out. This is like nothing in life compares to on any level. When you're a fighter, you raise the bar so high that you realize how shit normal life is. Shit is boring. And nothing interesting ever happens. Ever. Nothing interesting happens. You eat, you see your aunt now and again. It's bullshit. Or like, and when I see people on Twitter like so excited about a little league, if you knew about genuine competition and genuine sport and genuine adversity and genuine life or death and genuine grit and genuine pain, if you knew about the genuine shit, you'd understand genuine joy, and you realize that everything else is cheap imitation. So that's why I still feel like I need to fight. But my head tells me, Andrew, you're a multimillionaire with every supercar under the sun, living in a mansion with other shit to do besides train all day and fight some 24-year-old psycho from Kazakhstan. It's complicated. This is another thing about it. Fighting, most people's experiences of fighting are purely emotional, like you just described there. I've never really been nervous.